Hey everybody, my name is Mansell, and today we're going to talk about copper versus lead ammunition. And this is a topic that is of great debate in the hunting world, and there are some proponents of lead and there are some proponents of copper. Proponents of lead believe that because the lead bullet will fragment, it can ensure a kill even if the shot is not the most accurate. Although this is considered to be more ethical, I have some disagreements with that perspective. In my experience of working with beginner hunters, I have found there is no appreciable difference in the injuries of animals with the use of copper ammunition. And so here are 4 of the most important reasons to utilize copper ammunition. Number 1 reason is it's better for your health to use copper ammunition. When a lead bullet enters an animal, these lead fragments go into the meat, into the shoulders. Wherever you've shot the animal, there will be lead fragments, and there are X-ray imaging studies that show that these fragments can be smaller than the naked eye. And so you might be eating lead when you are hunting animals that have been killed with lead. In addition, an animal that has lead entering a vital organ will be pumping blood in those final moments of its life that are filled with lead, and it will use that lead to move it throughout the entire circulatory system, which means that almost all of the meat can be laced with lead. Now, of course, this is not going to be so much lead that you instantly get lead poisoning and have any kind of adverse effects, but we live in already toxic environments in the modern world. So if you can avoid adding more lead into your system, it's going to be much better for your health. Reason number 2, it is better for the health of scavengers. There are animals that scavenge dead bodies and specifically gut piles, and these animals are smaller than us and even more sensitive to lead. In fact, a study in Wyoming showed that the level of lead in ravens and bald eagles spiked precipitously after the hunting season started, when these animals were feeding on these toxic gut piles. I personally sponsor 2 raptors at the Montana Raptor Center, where they see hundreds of birds every single year that they rehabilitate. And one of the number 1 issues that they see are birds that have lead poisoning that need some type of chelation therapy. Now, if you can imagine, when I was there, golden eagle that was found literally face down in the snow because it was so heavily riddled with lead. They saved this bird, they chelated it, and unfortunately it didn't live. And this is an all too common occurrence because animals are eating the remains that have lead in them. So not just birds, there are many other scavengers that we would be poisoning if we used lead ammunition. Imagine seeing a bald eagle, the symbol of our country, that can't fly, that can't hunt, that can't live because it is being poisoned by lead. This is a sad state of affairs. And in fact, the great Lakota teacher John Lame Deer once said, "Your symbol is the bald eagle, but your money is killing them." When a people kill off their own symbols, they're in a very bad way. So let's not kill our symbols. Let's be mindful of our ecosystems by transitioning to copper ammunition or non-lead ammunition to preserve these scavengers. Now, as you can imagine, when I'm talking about gut piles and large game hunting, I'm speaking specifically of using copper ammo for rifles. But the same holds true for all guns. If you're using shotguns, try and use steel shotgun shells. Try and avoid lead wherever possible. Even if the lead pellets are not entering animals, you're shooting lead into the environment, into the land, which will seep into the groundwater. Everything is connected. Let's not add more lead and toxicity into the system. Number 3, the ballistics of copper ammunition has no appreciable difference to lead ammunition. It has the same killing capacity, is just as effective as the ballistics, even if it's a little bit different with your rifle. A friend of mine, Brian Bedrosian, is the director of the Teton Raptor Center, and he is one of the founders of Sporting Lead Free, an initiative to see whether we can emphasize using copper ammunition instead of lead ammunition. They, not relying on the colloquial advice of people in the area, decided to do their own research. They did ballistic testing, and they found, not only for themselves but also for avid and active hunters in the field, that there is no difference in the ballistics between the two ammunition types. The only real difference they found were all of the different lead fragments that showed up with the lead ammunition. It's a long way of saying the efficacy is the same between the ammo. What are the trade-offs of using copper ammo over lead? And there are trade-offs. If you are going to be hunting with copper, basically you're taking the training wheels off, so you must be more accurate. The lead ammunition fragments, which means you can ensure a kill, but copper ammunition simply goes straight through the animal, so you need to be accurate, hitting the vitals where you are hunting. Number two, even though there's no efficacy difference between copper and lead, there is a difference in how your gun ballistics will operate. So if you have been practicing with lead, you need to re-sight your rifle, go to the range, use copper ammunition, and get that re-sighted. And finally, there is a cost premium on copper ammunition that you will have to pay in order to use copper ammo. And I know that's somewhat of a privilege, but it is important to keep this in mind. We, and I imagine for you as well, are not hunting because of the cost. Even though it's going to cost more money, as a hunter, you're no stranger to that. What we do is not the most cost-effective way of feeding ourselves and our families, but as hunters, we are the vanguard of conservation in this country. We don't just speak about what we desire to see in wildlife and wild places, but we take action. And the action that I'm inviting you to take is to use copper ammunition, to use non-lead ammunition, so that we can better the hunting experience for ourselves, for these animals, for the scavengers that share space and are connected to us, and the earth as a whole. I hope you'll join us in doing that. Please like and subscribe if you have appreciated this video. Support through your actions.